called Name Swapper. As the title suggests, this program is going to ask us to type in a forename and a surname, and then it should display them in the opposite order, so the surname first and then the forename, but they should be displayed on the same line. So to do this, we're going to need the user to type in 2 pieces of data, then we're going to do one output to display both pieces of data on the same line. So starting with our inputs, we're going to have a forename. So we're going to create a forename variable. So forename equals, and the command to type something in is input, and we're going to prompt them to say, please enter your forename. I'm going to put a wee colon and a space at the end for formatting to make it look nice. So we don't need to do anything else to this input. It's just a string that we want in, just a piece of text, no numbers, so we don't have to put int at the start of it. I'm going to run it just to check that that line works. You can see it's asking for my forename, so type in David, and it works, no problems. So next up, we're going to ask for the surname. So basically the same line of code with a different variable at the start. So this time I'm going to store it in a variable called surname equals input, open your brackets, and we can say please enter your surname. Just going to run that, make sure I'm not getting any mistakes. Forename, David, surname, tenant. There we go. So the program's finished without any problems. So we're on to our outputs here. So to display tenant and then David on the same line, we still just use the print command. And in the first program you done, the print command only had one thing in the brackets. So for example, we could print forename, and then on another line we could print surname. But what this will do is it will display them on separate lines, and that's not what we want. So David, and it's coming out in separate lines. The print command is more versatile than this. You can actually see when I hover over it, it gives you all the different options for the print command, giving you a bit of advice. But all we need to do, so if we delete the second one, is we can use a comma. And what a comma will do is it will allow you to print multiple items on the same line as long as they're strings. So I'm printing the forename and then comma, surname. So that would print it out normally. Try it again. So David, tenant, and you see it's coming out in the same line. It does have a space in between it. So the comma will add a space. It doesn't matter if you put a space in your code, that's just for readability, make it easier to read, but it will put a space on your output. For the purposes of this program, we want the name in reverse order. It's called Name Swapper. So all we need to do is put surname first, then the comma, and then forename. So that should print them in the opposite order now. So we run it one last time. Good. David, tenant, and we go. Tenant David. So that's program 2 Name Swapper. The key takeaway here is that you can print multiple items on the same line using the print command, as long as you put a comma in between the items you want to print.